with another video. So now right now we tapping in with was Robert E. Lee actually a Negro? Seems to be seem to be a talk of the town, right? These black Europeans, man, they all over the place, man. They all over the place. So we got TikTok going up, we got Facebook going viral, we got females, we got males, we got aboriginals, we got Hebrew Israelites. Everybody's claiming these black Europeans. So we got to get to the bottom of this. We got the Moors claiming it. We got people saying that this person is not a Moor. You know what I'm saying? Like this black person ain't a Moor. This black person is a Moor. Like so. And some people saying the black people in Europe wasn't Moors. They was just black. Like it's just. So we got to get into it, man. So we tapping in right now. We got like I said, we got Robert E. Lee. Okay, so do a quick something quick. This is from Gene Star. It's a family tree from Gene Star, Genius Star, some shit like that. So we have he's known to be from a prominent colonial family. Okay, we're gonna go into these people, but we got Henry Lee or Lee Henry. I think it's Henry Lee. I'm reading backwards about that shit. Henry Lee and Lucy Grimes. And we got Ann Hill Carter, and she's Ann Butler and Charles Hill Carter. So I really hope that this Robert E. Lee claim is not founded in Ann Butler Moore. I really hope that's not the case, bro. Because we know where Moore comes from. We know what it means. And we know it don't have shit to do with no goddamn Negro and no damn Negro European. Hey, this is funny. I really hope this is not where we're going. So right now what we got on the chopping block. I got the video. There's several videos I've been going through. It's so much. The way these guys do, they have hours and hours of content that they just ramble. And you gotta find the little nuggets what they actually saying in there. It's like it's too much, man. So sometimes the video be 10 hours, sometimes it be 4 hours, sometimes it be an hour. So, hey man, I'm taking the tools and I'm using them at my disposal. So don't come for me, you know what I'm saying? Come for AI. So without further ado, I don't even go too much into these videos no more. Because like I said, it takes so long to try to pull out something to even combat. So in my disinformation analysis, um, it's easy to use some tools. Do your homework on it's easy to use some tools when it comes to the disinformation shit. So we tapping in with ChatGPT. I'm gonna use ChatGPT to summarize the video for me. Okay, I can have it summarized just a video transcript. I can have it summarized from a TLDR perspective, like a big ass paragraph. We can have it as an article, or we can do the big bullet points, and I can have several bullet points. So, um, I'm gonna go with a single paragraph TLDR, right? I need it to be descriptive, right? So I'm gonna leave. I got it. I got ChatGPT 4, but I think I gotta update the summarize. So I'm gonna just leave it with default 3.5. Current time range, keep it simple. English, keep it simple. But as you can see, hey man, you know what we got going on. So I go ahead. Now, there you go again. So I'm tripping. So let me share this tab. So, like I said, what I was just saying, so you could do it in TLDR, you could do bullet points, you can have specifics, whether or not you want a multiple bullet point, whatever you want to do, right? So this function is a plugin from ChatGPT. I've been using it for a while. I've been using ChatGPT since ChatGPT 2. So, like, very well versed. I have ChatGPT 4, like I said. Been trying to, use AI. I'm not gonna let AI use me. So that being said, um, we use ChatGPT to kind of help us comb through this, kind of get some of the basis of the talking points out, and we're gonna go into this. Okay, it's still generating. It must got a lot to think about. So we're gonna go with a partial summary. So for the first 30 minutes of this, so this is for someone who wants to go back and maybe attack some of these talking points. Look at how it lays it out perfectly for you, right? In this podcast episode, the host follows up on technical issues from a previous show, discusses the racial heritage of Robert E. Lee. She refers to her YouTube channel Straight Up, which I'm very well versed with Straight Up. I've been telling people for the longest this Black European stuff. A lot of these new guys are coming from the Straight Up channel. Okay. So the channel Straight Up for information that suggests Robert E. Lee was of dark complexion, which contradicts common beliefs. She also mentions a classmate named Jack McKay, noting that McKay's name traces back to a group known as the Picts, an ancient Scottish clan believed to be a small black race. The podcast explores historical accounts that challenge conventional narratives about Lee's complexion and ancestry, suggesting a different perspective on his heritage. Okay, interesting, right? Interesting if somebody never heard this type of stuff. A photograph of Selena Gray, a trusted slave housekeeper, person made of General Robert E. Lee and his wife, was recently discovered. I'm gonna play that clip. So Selena, depicted in the photo with her well-dressed daughters, played a significant role in safeguarding valuable heirlooms of the Washington family. She confronted soldiers who attempted to steal treasures and even appealed to General McDowell to protect her. She was instrumental, blase blah, blase blah. So I'm going to let it keep going. While it's keep going, I'm going to go ahead and find this other video about this lady, Selena Gray, when they found this picture. Because these people, they like to use stuff from the headlines. They pull bits and pieces of truth and they web it into the lie. Everybody knows the best lie is a lie with a little bit of truth in it. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with somebody who's looking for a fact so that they can skew. Right? Like with these Black Europeans, they looking for that shit so they can skew it. We know that there are Black Irish. We know about the Black Dutch. But we also know that there are Africans. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy. It's really crazy, right? It's really crazy. So I'm gonna keep letting ChatGPT do this thinking. It's taking a minute. Come on, man. Oh no, that's it. Okay, that's it. That's what she gave me. I can get a more in-depth perspective, but I think that's a good understanding. Now let me go into what's about to happen. I'm saying they quoting all this stuff from actual stuff. So Selena Gray that she was trying to reference. Just play a little clip. Just sensationalized stuff you can simply find. Come on, man. I'm trying to hover over you. I ain't trying to click on you now. What's going on, pimp? Hold on. That motherfucker acting like I gotta click on the video and shit.
Reports today, it was recently discovered
Pay
to the
attention.
keen eye of a local volunteer.
Photographs of slaves from the Civil War era are very rare, but incredibly, a second photo of this woman, Selena Gray, was recently discovered by a National Park Service volunteer up for auction on eBay for just $20. On the back, a handwritten inscription reads, "General Lee's Slaves, Arlington, VA." Sold for $700, the photo was later donated to the Arlington House. On Saturday, it will be on public display here for the first time.
and the two children in the period stereo view are undoubtedly her children.
Selena Gray was not the typical slave. She was the trusted head housekeeper for General Robert E. Lee and his wife Mary Custis Lee, the great-granddaughter of Martha and George Washington.
Not only was this woman a slave who they allowed to get married, which was illegal at the time, they also let her get married in their home, in the parlor where they got married.
After studying the photograph, National Park Rangers believe it was taken directly behind me, next to the slave quarters on General Lee's Arlington estate. That's where Selena Gray lived with her family 150 years ago.
What I find so fascinating is how well dressed Selena and her daughters are in this photo.
During the Civil War, as the Union Army advanced, the Lee family fled, and Gray was left the keys to the property. Today, historians credit her with saving the home.
Selena was an incredibly courageous woman. She stood up to Union generals to say, save this place, save these priceless heirlooms from President George Washington that were here in the home of what was then a Confederate general.
And even though she's enslaved, she's going to stand up and is actually going to come out and want to protect those things.
So, like I said,
That's amazing.
verbatim, that's where she got it from, okay?
Go to a video.
Verbatim. So, Abos like memes. I made a meme. So let me share the meme, okay? Abos love memes. All the pantsudos like memes, right? So, I'm sharing the meme, okay? This one, you could, like I said, I created this, so you ain't got to worry about it. But I'll take you to all the information. So right here in red, we got, there is no evidence to suggest Robert E. Lee, the Confederate general during the American Civil War, had any African nor Negro ancestry. I said nor for the abos. I put or for the regular people because we understand it's the same thing. Lee was born into a prominent Virginia family. Like I said, he's a well-known colonial family. With his father being a Revolutionary War hero, Henry Lee, otherwise known as Light Horse Harry, and his mother Ann Hill. Okay, so Robert E. Lee was a prominent Confederate general in the American Civil War. Born in Virginia, graduated United States Military Academy, West Point, 1829, had a distinguished record as an officer. Okay, so, and then we got a photo. This is straight about the archives. This is what that nigga looked like, bro. So, what are we talking about? We can't make our own Hoover claims. We can't make our own, like, we gotta stop this, bro. J.A. Rogers didn't co-sign none of this shit you niggas is out here doing, bro. John Lee the First had Robert Lee the First. I mean Richard Lee the First. Richard Lee the First had Richard Lee the Second. Richard Lee the Second had Henry Lee. Henry Lee had Henry Lee the Second, who had Henry Lee the Third, who had Robert E. Lee. And Robert E. Lee the Fifth, his great-great-grandson. Come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, for real, for real? So, we got to stop. All right. And if anybody wants to know where I got this stuff from, the image source, Wikipedia. And I can show you right now because we're going to go through it. The Lee family coat of arms, all of that. Because we can't just say stuff. We got to show it. Right? So, we're going to show it. Robert E. Lee, full scale. Okay, just in case a bit say something, you see. So we're gonna shut the tab. Robert E. Lee. Okay, we want official Johns though. We don't want the drawing. We want the official John, not the official drawing. You get what I'm saying? So we got a portrait of Robert E. Lee straight from the LOC. This where y'all be at, right? This where y'all be at, right? This where y'all be at. Full-length portrait, standing facing front. That's a Negro, huh? Robert E. Lee Black, right? What are we talking about? I'm spending way too much time on this already. What are we talking about? This is from the Library of Congress. General Robert E. Lee full-length portrait standing facing front with his left hand at waist on sword wearing a military uniform. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's a Negro? We just rewriting history right now. That's a Negro, huh? Maybe that's a bad angle. You know what I mean? They ain't get his Negro nose in that image. I don't know. Let's get him a different angle. Different photo. I know they got something now. That can't be the only Robert E. Lee. Let's go Smithsonian. I know that's not the only image they have, right? It can't be, because I got a couple images in that thing. So that can't be the only image. This is like a remake. I'm not going to hold you. Or on campus. You feel me? This is a natural portrait gallery. Artist, Edward. Okay. Robert E. Lee. Okay, so it was dated 1864 as a painting. So this is official tissue. Okay. This is official tissue. Oil pastel. I know some of my artists out there. Do that look like a Negro, bro? Artist is Edward. What is it? Caledon Bruce. Robert E. Lee. 1864, 1865. Bro, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's your boy, NPM Lucky BTC, man. Tap in with me on Twitter. I'm shadow banned right now. You feel me? I be talking too much shit over there. I'm shadow banned, but I'm checking out. Not only am I checking these abos and these pan pseudos, this misinformation. I'm doing that shit on all fronts. So I'm on the blockchain. We going at all the fake NFT projects, all the fake crypto projects. We going at everybody all the VC funds who's trying to attack smaller artists and trying to steal retail investors and all that kind of goofy shit. We attacking it all. So this your boy, man. Tap in with me. Follow me on Twitter, npmlucky.btc. I'm finna make a new Instagram probably. Yeah, man, we going up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to take this shit back. There's too much fake shit going on. So we need to put this to bed. Robert E. Lee is not black. Robert E. Lee painted in 1864, oil on canvas, is not black. Not Negro at all. So I'm gonna need some source material. So this is Smithsonian Institute. This is historical accounts. This is firsthand stuff. I'm tapping out. Y'all tap in.